Good day, guys. Good day to you all. Welcome back to the Formula Sports channel. Thanks for being here. The support, as always, is much appreciated. Second video dropping today. You know, it's the final day of the transfer window for many of the big European leagues, and some of the rumors swirling around are involving Jamaican Reggae Boyz who are looking to make moves before the transfer window closes in their respective jurisdictions. Earlier in the day, I spoke about Demarai Gray being heavily linked to Lille in France. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. So we are looking to see how that one pans out throughout the course of the day. In this particular video, I am talking about Shamar Nicholson. Credible sources, big platforms are reporting that Shamar Nicholson is on his way to the French Ligue 1. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the French first tier, more specifically to a football club called Clermont Foot 63. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to read what the article says right now. I'm going to read El Equipe, the same big publication that gave us the Demarai Gray to Lille transfer news, the possibility of a loan move for Demarai Gray. El Equipe, this is them speaking on Shamar Nicholson. The headline reads, Shamar Nicholson, the Jamaican striker from Spartak Moscow, should soon join Clermont. In search of an attacker for several days, Clermont currently 20th in Ligue 1. That's not actually true, by the way. They've gotten that wrong. Clermont is actually 18th. They're at the foot of the French Ligue 1 table. Remember, the French Ligue 1 cut the league from 20 teams to 18 teams this season. It was 20 last season. Now it's 18. They're at the foot of the table. I think this big publication might have forgotten that Ligue 1 did some restructuring. All right. 20th in Ligue 1 should register the arrival of Spartak Moscow striker Shamar Nicholson. The amount and terms of the arrival of the Jamaican have not been filtered. However, in the wee hours of this morning, I saw something from a top Italian journalist, Gianluigi Longari. He has provided a bit more details on this, pending transfer move. Shamar Nicholson from Spartak to Clermont on loan. Spartak will pay 80% of his salary. That's what Gianluigi Longari, a top Italian journalist, is saying about this particular move. So that is two top sources, El Equipe and Gianluigi Longari, speaking on the Shamar Nicholson to Clermont move. It really seems to be, it seems like this one is going to be this is the move Boza is going to make. As I said, the last 2 days, rumors have been swirling. Clubs in Spain, Valencia, Las Palmas has been linked with him as well. Watford earlier on in the transfer window. But it does look as if Boza will be going to Clermont Foot. Hit me up in the comment section and let me know what you think about this particular transfer. What do you guys think of it? Is it a good move? It is a bad move? I'll tell you this much. Before I get into a bit of information on Clermont, I'll tell you this much. If this is a loan move, I have no problems with it. However, if it's a permanent transfer, that will be a bit of an issue for me personally, right? In the 2021-2022 campaign, Clermont finished 17th out of 20 teams, barely missing relegation. Last season, in the 2022-2023 campaign, they finished 8th out of 20 teams, so they did much better than many thought they would have done last season to finish a very respectable 8th place. This season, however, Clermont Foot, after 3 games, is looking in a very precarious position, to say the least. They're currently 18th in the league standings after 3 Ligue 1 games. They have not a point on the board, 3 losses. They have conceded 7 goals and they have only managed to score 2. So they're in a precarious position. If this is a temporary scenario, if this is a loan move, again, no problem with it whatsoever. I think at this point in time, Boza, will just be wanting to take as good as he can get, because let's face it, it really doesn't seem like he's going to be a part of the Spartak Moscow plans this season. I mean, he has not even made a match day squad, if I'm not mistaken, since the start of the season. I highly doubt he will get a lot of game time this season for Spartak if he stays there. If he stays there, he's going to at least waste half the season getting at best very little game time, at worst a huge possibility no game time whatsoever, right? And you can understand the variables at play why that would be the case, why he's not that much into the Spartak Moscow plans, for those of you who have been following what's been taking place at Spartak. For a number of reasons. For starters, he doesn't even fit the system. He's not an ideal person, an ideal player for the system that the current Spartak coach has down there, and other reasons as well. So, better he goes to Ligue 1 and gets significant game time than to stay in Russia and get no game time or get very little game time. It better he goes to a top 5 league in Europe and get game time, even if it is for one of the worst, if not the worst football club in the league. If it's on a temporary move, a loan move, why not? Why not? He can go there and get used to, or have his muscle memory trained, sharpened, getting used to top 5 league in Europe football, and again, better that than to stay on the bench in Russia. Better you get game time in a bigger league, albeit for a much smaller club. One of the things that is a tricky scenario for forwards playing for small clubs in any respective league. The smaller the club is in a particular league, is usually, generally speaking, the harder it is for forwards to get joy. If you understand what I mean, the smaller the club is in any respective league, the less chances, more often than not, is, the less chances are created for that particular forward to get goals. So, and that's the general rule. Obviously there are exceptions. That doesn't always happen, but that's the general rule, right? Strikers for lower clubs in leagues often struggle to get goals and often struggle to even get chances. Chances come few and far between. So from a goal scoring standpoint, I don't expect to see Boza getting a lot of joy this season, if he does indeed make this move to Clermont foot. However, again, man, get game time in a top 5 league. Better that at this point in time. This is what you have on the table right now. Better that to get game time and, get used to how top 5 league football works. Get used to that pace of play in a top 5 league in Europe. Better that than to rub bench at Spartak, man, in an inferior league, albeit for a bigger club. That's my humble opinion on the matter. Seeing if it's a loan move, no problem. I don't want to see Boza make a permanent long-term move to this football club, which is, I mean, a very small football club by Ligue 1 standards, and more than likely sooner rather than later will end up in Ligue 2 in the French second tier. I don't want to see Boza in the French second tier. I think Boza is better than that, right? I think Boza is better than that, and who knows if this football club will ever get back to Ligue 1, and if they do get back to Ligue 1, they'll still be a small club in Ligue 1. I don't want to see him spending a long time at this particular football club. That's basically what I'm saying, right? A one season and done. I don't want to see him spending an extended period at a football club of this nature. I think long term or in the longer term, Boza can do better than this. But as a short term, solution right now, no problem. No problem if it's a loan move. See, knock up the likes button, subscribe and share. Hit me up in the comment section and let me know what you think about this move. Do you think it's a good move? Do you think it's a bad move? See, take care, guys. Stay safe and until next time.